What if Disneyland was just a fucking...
We can't. We need
I'm
to
sorry.
finish talking about this
I know.
episode.
What if Disneyland was just a fucking no rules, just right, just like lawless, just 24/7 purge?
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like it is.
Welcome to Late to School, a Sailor Moon watchcast. I'm Lorena.
And I'm Zach.
And before we start, you looked up some information,
yes,
right?
This is Rock Talk with me, with Zoc.
No.
But it's spelled R-O-C-K space T-O-C-K.
Okay. So we're gonna play a clip from like a Dan Schneider show from Nickelodeon, and then you're going to lip sync to that clip.
Exactly.
Okay.
No. I'm gonna talk about rocks.
Okay.
Last time on the show previously known as, I forget what the original name was that I had for this mini show within a show.
Mineral Chat.
Last time I said I just looked up facts about the sort of structure and science of the rocks that the gems of Geiger Hell Dark Kingdom are named after. This time I have looked up crystal healing sort of information.
Yeah.
Specifically from all this information is courtesy of healingwithcrystals.net.au.
Crystal healing escalation.
Exactly. So going sort of, trying to go in roughly the same order we went last time. We're gonna need to keep that pause in there, because I just looked at my notes and realized I didn't look for kunzite.
You're a bastard. Did you look for malachite?
No.
Okay.
I fucked up.
We can talk about kunzite later, I guess.
We'll talk about kunzite on the next episode of Rock Talk. Barrel. There's a lot of fucking barrels. We talked about that last time. A lot of different gems are types of barrel.
They're like a garnet or a quartz.
Yeah. Emeralds and aquamarines are all barrels. Looking up things specific to barrel, or barrel as a whole.
Right.
Healingwithcrystals.net.au says that, this is a direct quote, Barrel teaches you how to do only that which you need to do in that time and place.
She sure does.
Barrel helps you achieve your full potential.
Don't think that's true.
And is often used in crystal balls, which I found interesting.
That is interesting.
She has one of those.
She does have one of those.
Barrel, the gemstone, enhances courage, relieves stress, and calms the mind.
Okay.
I did find helps you achieve your full potential interesting, because of her, like, trying to heal the Great Leader and everything.
That's, not so much with her Heavenly Kings.
Not so much, no. So, nephrite and jadeite are both jade in gemstone terms.
Okay.
I did find some distinct information specifically about green jade that is either nephrite or jadeite. There is a distinction in the sort of magical gemstone properties. Green nephrite jade is a powerful physical heart healer.
It's a Sailor Moon attack. Powerful physical heart healer.
Yeah. It also helps strengthen and soothe the nervous system.
Okay.
And green jadeite, jade made from green jadeite, offers support in detoxification and in the regeneration of the tissues after trauma or surgery.
Not really.
Is nothing. I did write this down. Both varieties of jade. Jade can assist you. This is. I do want to point out what I'm about to say is a direct quote.
Okay.
From this website. Jade can assist you to uncover the source of emotional eating, The varying colors of jade will guide you to uncover why you want to eat when emotionally upset. Which is now this is not a quote, which is the most specific crystal healing concept I've ever heard.
Also, though, Jadeite was responsible for the fat-shaming episode.
He was, that's true. And Nephrite had a very emotional moment about a food, which is chocolate parfaits.
Yeah, uh-huh.
So that's nothing. Zoisite.
What's up with Zoisite?
Zoisite is associated with healing physical illnesses, especially of the testicles and ovaries. Also associated with fertility.
Okay.
Which I guess sort of makes sense.
Does it?
Considering the testicles and ovaries.
Oh, okay, not in relation to the Sailor Moon characters.
No.
Okay.
So, Zoisite's just the dick gem, it would seem.
Now,
it's the sex gem.
I don't think, one, ovaries, not much to do with penises.
No. That's why I corrected to sex gem.
Okay. He is the sex gem.
It also strengthens creativity and returning to abandoned projects.
Huh.
Which I found interesting with his sort of continuous, just ongoing silver crystal ploys.
Yeah. Also the fact that he has taken up the mantle of being the bearer of the dark crystal.
Yes.
After Nephrite.
So, and I didn't look up Kunzite, because I'm a dumbass. Okay. But we'll learn about Kunzite and Malachite. You know what? I'll promise I'll look up both Kunzite and Malachite next time.
Alright. That's interesting.
Yeah, some of that was kind of something.
Yeah, but to get into the actual Sailor Moon talk...
Yeah.
I mean, that was Sailor Moon talk. You know what I mean.
Sailor Moon TOCK.
No, we're not calling it that. We're starting this week with episode 31. Loved and Chased. Luna's worst day ever.
I do want to point out something about the title of this episode. Actually, two things I want to point out. One thing about the title is, on Hulu, it is listed as Love and Chased.
Oh, is it?
Which is nothing. That's not nothing. Grammatically correct.
It's also not what Usagi says.
It's not. The other thing I want to point out is this may be the best Sailor Moon episode.
Oh, I love it. It's fantastic.
I don't want to sort of count... For the rec, I don't know how everybody listens to this podcast. I know at least some people, will watch the episodes beforehand and then listen to us talk about them.
Right.
I do want to say, if you don't do that because this episode is fucking fantastic.
This is an amazing episode that everyone should watch. Even if you haven't watched any other episode.
Yes. I think it maybe will lose a little bit from having no context if you haven't watched it. But if you've listened to the podcast to this point, you have a rough idea of what's going on, at least.
Yeah, at least.
That will make at least most of these things land. Because it's a baller episode.
It's also... I should not have been surprised by who directed this episode, given how much both of us enjoy it. It was directed by Kunihiko Ikuhara. That's Utna.
Okay,
Utna
I can never...
Zachary.
For some reason, I can never remember his name.
It's Ikuhara. Just remember Ikuhara.
I remember Shigeru Yanagikawa. And Yuichi Endo.
Okay.
And, that might be it.
Okay.
That might be the only ones I remember.
It was written by Katsuyuki Sumizawa. It aired November 7th, 1992 in Japan, and October 17th, 1995 in English.
The Halloween month.
Yeah,
That's not really relevant to the episode
I do love that all of these episodes take place in the same season that they air.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, but yeah. And they kept that for, the English release.
Kind of.
Ish. Or maybe it was just a happy coincidence.
It was a happy coincidence because in Japan they aired weekly. In English they aired every day, except for Saturday and Sunday.
That's weird. That's the day you would most want to air a cartoon.
They might have aired Saturday, but they didn't air Sunday.
Okay. That makes sense. It's the day of rest. The holy day.
Yep, for everyone. It's the holy day for everyone.
It's the day that Usagi rested when she was done making the earth.
Okay, can we talk about this episode now?
Yeah.
Can you read the precap for the people?
Sure. Yeah. Usagi's little speech at the beginning.
Yeah.
She says, "Autumn is the season of love for all living creatures. Earthworms, crickets, heck, even Ray falls in love. And I won't forgive those who try to ruin the love between people or animals for that matter. I am Sailor Moon, and in the name of the protection of animals everywhere, I'll punish you."
Yep.
Yeah.
It's, sometimes they have fun with it.
Sometimes they have fun with it, and I love it.
So this episode sort of starts in media res.
Yes.
We see Luna, running through the streets of Juban. And she's being chased.
Yes.
By a pack of wild cats.
Not just a pack.
Yeah.
I would describe it as a horde.
A horde is appropriate. An army.
A swarm.
A battalion of cats.
A platoon. A katoon. That's
what?
Nothing.
That's nothing.
Catoon.
Oh, okay.
That's nothing.
No.
A pertoon. That's
worse.
That's closer.
No, it's not.
I feel like that's closer.
No. Anyway.
So yeah, she's being pursued by a bunch of cats, just down an alleyway, pretty much. And also has a very small pink cat that is latched onto her tail. So she runs with this cat latched onto her tail and this army of cats following her into a dead end, and the cats swarming her all smile menacingly. With their very sharp teeth. And I guess they're trying to kill her. We don't see them really try yet, but we will see that later.
Yeah. One of them, orange fucking Tora cat looking Tabby, I guess. Starts, advancing.
Yes. But then a fish skeleton pierces the ground in front of them.
Yeah.
And the fucking Spanish guitars for Tuxedo Mask start playing. And we look, the cats look above, and perched on top of I think it's on, top of a truck or something.
I want to ask you, what color is this cat?
I would describe this cat as a mint green shade.
Okay, thank you. The wiki said blue.
No.
He's green.
He's green.
There's a fat green cat.
A fat, wonderful, my new favorite Sailor Moon character. A fat green cat with very sort of squinty eyes that is just the fucking Tuxedo Mask parallels.
It's also when the fishbone comes down, it's the same animation
as the rose.
The rose.
Yeah. And this fat green cat.
He just looks at the alley cats. And they fucking panic and start backing away.
This is a famous cat, I guess.
They back away in sort of sync.
In reverence to the green cat.
Yeah.
So they all leave. His intense gaze drives them back, you wrote down here.
Yeah,
Except for the little kitten, small pink cat.
Luna, watches the other cats leave and then looks back and sees the kitten still, nibbling on her tail.
Yes.
And she, stares at it for a second, and then it lets go and smiles, and it has very sharp teeth, and also all of the fur on the tip of Luna's tail is gone.
Yes. But then the cat leaves.
Then the kitten leaves, and Luna watches that one leave. Then she looks back, and the green cat is on the ground now, and is sort of licking her wounded tail.
Yes. And which she is a little uncomfortable with.
She's not into it.
I'm pretty sure. And we hear... I'm sorry. This episode is so fucking good.
It's really good.
We hear a voice call out the name Rhett Butler!
Rhett Butler.
Rhett Butler! And the green cat runs off in response to his name, which is Rhett Butler.
Do you know what that is?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I did have to look it up.
Okay.
But I do know that Rhett Butler is the main character of Gone with the Wind.
Yep. There's a lot of that in this episode.
I did notice, you showed me parting the curtain a little bit, you showed me some videos of the Deke dub earlier.
Uh-huh.
And the video did contain a clip of this from this episode that featured this character calling the cat Hercules instead of Rhett Butler.
His name is Hercules in the Deke dub, which is a fucking weird change, because Gone with the Wind is an English novel.
Yeah.
That's not... What?
It's not a more obscure reference than
Were they just like,
else.
oh, Gone with the Wind? That's not appropriate for children.
So yeah, a voice calls out for Rhett Butler, and he responds and runs off. Luna follows at a distance, and we see Rhett Butler jump into the arms of a little girl.
Mm-hmm. I don't want... Okay. I don't want to fat shame this cat at all. But I do have to say, that little girl must be so strong. Because he's a very...
Yes.
He's the size of her.
I do want to say, the fat of the cat is animated so well in this episode. Like, he looks so... He's shaped like a friend.
He's shaped like a good friend. He
would be such a good cat to hug. Like, just the way they draw him being hugged by this small girl is wonderful.
Yeah.
Luna makes a joke to herself, saying, "Is it my idea of what a Rhett Butler would look like?"
Yeah.
So I guess Luna has seen Gone with the Wind.
Yes!
Or read it.
She's a very smart cat.
She is a very smart cat. And then we cut to the Dark Kingdom. We actually see Zoisite looking at the Dark Crystal, and a holographic image projected by it, which is of the little girl holding Rhett Butler.
Yeah.
And he says that he's surprised that the little girl has a rainbow crystal in her.
Yeah.
That she's actually a monster.
Yeah.
But he's happy. He's satisfied that this will be an easy one to get. And this is the last one. This is the
last rainbow crystal.
He doesn't have all of them,
no,
the other ones yet, but this is the last one they need to keep track of. And then we cut back to the park, where Luna is sort of staring solemnly into a fountain.
Yeah.
She dips her injured tail into the water of the fountain to, I guess, to soothe it.
To soothe it. The cartoon thing where her tail is like fucking pulsating and glowing red, and she dips it into the water and it starts steaming.
That cat, the tiny pink cat, was made of fire.
Yeah.
Actually, is the thing they don't show you. Ami is here also. We zoom out and she's sort of sitting on the edge of the fountain. And she says, "It sounds like you had quite the eventful morning." And Luna says, "Tell me about it. I don't want anything more to do with stray cats, their turf wars, or whatever else is going on."
So I guess that's kind of the only explanation we get of what the fuck is happening in this episode.
Yeah, so Luna, I guess, accidentally went on some the Horde Cat's territory.
It's like the beginning of the first Saints Row, which is a reference you won't get.
No.
But she just wandered into a gang war.
Yeah.
And was caught up in it.
Usagi announces her presence, and she and Mako show up by the fountain. Mako apologizes for keeping Ami and Luna waiting, and also asks where Rei is, and Ami nervously says that she said something about going on a date because it's Sunday. The date day.
Sunday, the date day. Everyone's got the day off, because it's Sunday.
I guess that's true. It is the holy day, the day of rest. You know, in Japan.
In Japan.
Usagi thinks about this.
For, like, a second.
And then is cross.
And then we cut to the street, I guess.
Yes.
And we see, like, a red phone booth, and Rei is in it. And she's calling Mamoru.
And Mamoru is like, "Hi, this is Mamoru." And Rei is really excited and asks how it's going. And then Mamoru is like, "I'm not here right now, but leave a message after the tone."
And Rei is upset about this.
But immediately sort of goes back to her cheery self to leave the message.
And then we see Mamoru's apartment.
Yes.
And we hear the answering machine. We hear Rei's voice over the answering machine. Can you read
exactly what she says?
Read exactly what she says.
I can't read all of what she says because it does trail off after a certain moment.
I did.
Oh, you looked at...
I figured it out.
Okay. The subtitles, or...?
No,
okay.
I just listened real hard.
Oh, okay. Hi, Mamoru. This is Ray. I found this wonderful little shop that has an unusual cake called tiramisu. I mean, it may not be that unusual, but I've never tasted it. Anyway, I was wondering if you'd like to go there with me. You may not know this about me. I always like to be right on top of the trends. Oh, geez, am I talking too much?
And like, as she is saying all of this, it kind of trails off, and we can't really hear it clearly.
Yes, because we see that Mamoru is in the room.
Is here.
And seems to be able to hear the answering machine, but he's just doing his thing and gazing off into the middle distance off his balcony.
Yeah.
While contemplating the rainbow crystals.
Yeah.
And it's extremely funny.
He's just like, he's got to get it. He's got to get the seventh.
I got to get the seventh rainbow crystal.
Gotta get it.
Gotta have that seventh rainbow crystal. And then when we cut back to the park, we see Ami typing on her computer.
And her computer says that this is Operation 31 or something like that. And this is the 31st episode of Sailor Moon.
Oh, huh. Mako asks what she's doing on her computer. And Ami explains, so there's this thing called Fortnite, and...
No, it's not.
She would.
She's playing Ultima online, obviously. It's 1992.
Ami says that she's trying to track down the seventh rainbow crystal. And Usagi is like, well, that's weird. The moonstick isn't reacting. And Luna reminds her that the moonstick only works when they're close to the seventh rainbow crystal.
Yeah.
Luna's very condescending to Usagi about this in the scene, but she makes a good point.
Yeah.
Like, this is the first time she's heard of a method of finding the seven rainbow crystals that isn't the moonstick.
Yeah, also Usagi doesn't know what computers do.
Yes, also true. Luna explains that they're going to use the computer to track its location. Somehow.
Ami is inputting the data, but it takes a really long time.
Yeah. You know, the data.
The data. Gotta put that data in.
What fucking data?
The data! About the rainbow crystals!
I love that also Luna says, like, very exasperatedly, that it takes so long to put in the data. And as soon as she finishes saying that, Ami is like, okay, we're done. I got it. And it fucking GPS zooms in on, like, the image
She's
of,
got
like, a
proto
house.
Google Maps.
Yeah. And so the girls, Sans Ray, who is still is just still in that phone booth.
Yeah. Well, we know that she's not.
We know that she's not. They arrive at a house. It's a pretty big house.
Yeah. It's a slightly more upscale neighborhood than the one Usagi lives in, I'd say.
Yeah. And this is the house that they track down on the computer. And Luna spots a familiar silhouette in the upstairs window, which is the unmistakable silhouette of the very fat cat, Rhett Butler. And Luna's like, oh, geez, this fucking guy again. And Luna tells the girls to go on ahead. She's gonna hang back.
Yeah.
And Ami asks why, and Luna says, I just have stuff to do.
I've got stuff to do. Cat stuff.
I have stuff
to do. And then Usagi fucking pulls a cat face.
Yes.
And starts imitating Luna.
And Luna says, stop being so rude. I've never looked that ugly in my life. Which, okay.
Okay. And all the other girls laugh at that, and they're like, alright, we'll leave you behind, Luna.
Usagi is reluctant about this. I think it's because she is usually the one slacking off from Sailor Guardian duties.
Yeah.
And Luna's the one who chastises her about it.
Yeah, I guess it wasn't clear, like, Usagi basically says to Luna, like, oh, you need to focus on the mission, it's really important. And she's upset that Luna is being Usagi now.
Yes. She's upset that she's being a hypocrite.
Right.
But they do leave her and go on ahead.
Usagi tells her to stay right there, don't move an inch.
She's very concerned.
Mm-hmm.
I do like that. And after they're gone, Luna hears something behind her, which is some menacing meows.
Yep.
For the record, I do want to point out, all of the cat sounds in this episode are definitely super just a guy going meow.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. 100%.
And we see the horde again. What's up?
It's amazing because they're dudes going meow in the Japanese voice track too. Mm-hmm. So they had to dub that. They had to be like, okay, this sounds too much like a Japanese guy saying meow. We need to get one of our guys to say meow.
It went from just some guy saying neon to some guy saying meow.
I guess, yeah.
The horde is back.
Yeah, the cat horde.
Horde of stray cats.
Mm-hmm.
Because this city has a problem.
Hordes like to have cats.
But this horde is all cats.
Yeah.
Okay.
As it should be. Catra took over.
That's nothing.
That's everything.
That's nothing. Just because she's a cat, fucking Catwoman took over. What the fuck is that?
But Catra works for a thing called the Horde.
Okay, no, you know what? That's fair. That's fair. I didn't think about that. The joke had more layers than I was expecting.
You don't believe in me ever.
I don't. You've given me no reason. The strays have, I guess, tracked her down.
Yeah, I guess.
They've got a fucking blood vendetta on Luna now for whatever she transgressed.
Mm-hmm.
And they surround her on like a high wall.
Yeah.
And Luna is terrified.
Yeah.
And then meanwhile, the girls don't know this is going on.
No.
So Usagi, Ami, and Mako are at the door of the house.
Yeah.
They ring on the doorbell, and the little girl from earlier answers.
Yeah. So I should say, I don't know where this information comes from whatsoever, but it's on the wiki, so it must be true. Apparently the girl is named An O'Hara.
Okay.
Which... O'Hara. Scarlett O'Hara.
Oh my god.
So...
Can't fuck... Okay. Mm-hmm.
We can call her An.
Let's call her An. An answers, holding Rhett Butler. And Ami asks if her mother or father is home. Kind of heteronormative phrasing. Ami. And An says that they won't be home until tonight. And then Usagi notices the moonstick starts reacting.
Yeah.
Starts beeping. And Usagi and Mako are like, oh shit, is she it? Is she the monster?
Is she the monster?
And then...
Mm-hmm.
We get, like, kind of a close-up on Rhett Butler.
Mm-hmm.
And I think remind me if I'm wrong, but I think we get an image overlay of Luna in trouble.
Luna, flashes across the screen.
Yes, and Rhett Butler's eyes sort of go wide, and he squirms out of An's grip.
It's animated really well.
It's so good. And just fucking jets. And An is like, wait, no, shit!
Rhett Butler!
No, Rhett Butler!
Come back! And she chases after him. And the girls don't pursue. They don't follow this little girl yet.
Yeah. We see Rhett Butler run into a nearby alleyway, which
Can I say, spoilers, as soon as I saw this alleyway, I was really excited because of a scene that happens later. It's a very cramped alleyway. Yeah,
and An runs down the alleyway. She can go down it pretty easily, it seems.
She and Red are small enough that they fit fine.
Yeah. And she calls out to him and is answered by menacing laughter as Zoisite falls onto her.
Falls on top of, just descends.
We just see...
with his arms outstretched.
Yes.
Like he's fucking,
but
he's got a wingsuit.
Yeah. He just dive bombs this child. And then we cut immediately to a different fucking scene. The girls, we do cut back here, confirming that they do not follow her immediately. The girls are just on the porch still, and then we hear on screen.
And then they're like, oh shit, we gotta go.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
Luna
Luna is once again menaced by the cats. I think this might even be the same area she was in earlier. Maybe it's slightly different.
I don't think it is, because then why would Rhett Butler run through that alleyway? Because the area Luna was in was, like, right in front of Ann's house.
I guess that's true.
So it's a different area.
It's a different, similar area.
Yeah.
It's like a parking lot or something. But yeah, she's once again surrounded by cats.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them...
The orange one from earlier.
Yeah, like, extends its claws and pounces at her. But she is just yanked out of the way by Rhett Butler, who picks her up, like, by the scruff of the neck. And
showing a level of agility that we do not see again.
Listen, he's you know.
Yeah. They land on, like, a high wall, and Rhett Butler is, like, holding her by the scruff of the neck, and they're sort of teetering, and the other cats are watching them, like,
Yeah, they're not sure what to do in this situation, it seems like. And then Rhett Butler loses his footing on this wall.
And falls.
And they go just tumbling to the ground onto a fucking manhole cover.
That is not secured at all.
Not secured at all. It fucking flips.
They fall through it.
Yeah, they fall through the manhole cover as it flips around. The cats are all very shocked by this.
Yeah.
But Rhett Butler's weight just plunges them through the manhole cover.
Into the sewers.
And the cats are shocked and seemingly a little disappointed.
Yeah.
And then back in the alley, we come back to the alley, and Zoisite has...
Ann is unconscious.
Yes. Zoisite has knocked out Ann, and he's activating the dark crystal to draw the rainbow crystal out of Ann. And Zoe... He doesn't say Zoe here, actually.
But it's implied. It's an implied Zoe.
It's an implied Zoe. And the dark crystal does its thing, and it does the little beams at Ann.
And this happens for like a couple of seconds. And nothing happens.
Yep. And Zoisite is like, hey, what the fuck? Why isn't the rainbow crystal coming out of her? And then he has an epiphany as he flashes back to the image the dark crystal showed him, which was of Ann holding Rhett Butler.
Yep.
And he's like, oh shit.
It was right in front of my face this whole time. How could I have been so careless?
The final great monster was reborn as an animal, not a human.
Yep.
And he's about to go try to find Rhett Butler. And then we hear, stop right there! This is the best.
This is so good. The Sailor Guardians have squeezed into this alleyway in such a way that they cannot all fit through.
Yeah.
And they're kind of stuck. Usagi does her pose. I don't know how to describe the pose, but you know the one. And fucking hits Mako and Ami in the face.
And then Zoisite is just like, okay, I guess we're doing this. And then Zoe. And Ami tries to bubble spray, but it's too cramped for her to do her
fucking animation.
Yeah.
So she falls over on her face.
You noted down something.
I did note that
notes.
Mako's eyes go wide, and she starts blushing, and is just staring directly at Ami's butt.
Okay.
I just think that's important to
I think that's important. Baikon Mako. And Zoisite is like, okay, no.
And
this isn't really...
And he goes to leave.
Yeah.
And Mako is like, Supreme! And fucking lightning starts... Her fucking antenna goes up and lightning starts sparking around them. And Ami and Usagi are like, no, you're gonna shock both of us. And Zoisite gets away.
Yeah, I think he just flower petals away.
Yeah, he flower petals away. And the girls are like, well, that happened.
And then they presumably try to get unstuck. And then we cut to Zoisite appearing in the sewer. This is also the best scene. Every scene in this episode
is such a good episode.
Is the best scene in it. he is extremely upset by the smell of the sewer.
Can you read what he says?
Why does that ugly fat cat have to hang out in such a stinky place? This is exactly why I hate non-human monsters.
Yeah.
Which, that's a hell of a phrasing.
That's a hell of a phrasing.
Okay.
He starts walking down the, like... What do you call that? What do you call, like, the walkable area in a...
The walkway.
Fantasy sewer.
The walkway of the fantasy sewer.
He starts walking and then trips, and, like, one of his legs falls into the sewage.
Uh-huh.
And he is so upset.
Uh-huh. He says, this might be the greatest challenge that I'll ever have to face. And then we cut to commercial.
Yeah, we see, like, Luna and Rhett Butler collapsed in the sewer, and then we cut to commercial.
And when we cut back from commercial, we see the Sailor Guardians, again, still sans Ray. Ray is still not here.
Yeah.
Who have taken on, who is still unconscious, back to her house. And I don't know how they managed that. I guess they went in one at a time and just dragged her out.
I mean, Zoisite fit in there fine by himself, so...
Yes, I think it is sort of just the,
They all tried to go in at once as the problem.
And they have put her into her bed, tucked her in, and everything. And Mako is wondering where Luna went, because obviously she did not stay. And Usagi is very upset that she told her to stay, and she didn't stay. She's very angry. Ami says that Luna wouldn't abandon them in the middle of an important mission. And she's worried that something might have happened to her.
Right.
But as she's saying that, Usagi is a little distracted, because she discovers that the girl, An, has a copy of the Sailor V video game.
Yeah, a home copy.
I guess on NES?
Famicom.
Famicom, yeah. This was post Famicom.
I guess it was the Super Famicom.
Oh, maybe? Okay.
I'm pretty sure the NES and SNES are only...
80s?
No, are only the Western release of those consoles.
Oh, no, I know that.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I wasn't sure if this was before video games, you know?
No, it was post-video games. We can separate time into two sort of distinct eras.
BVG.
Before video games, and AVG.
Which is,
antivirus.
Mako and Ami are sort of resigned.
No, just resigned that Usagi is like this.
Yeah. And Ami says she can't believe that the little girl has a rainbow crystal. And Usagi is just still playing. She's just started playing the Sailor V game.
She started playing the Sailor V game.
And we see a sort of zoom in on these three being idiots.
These three not paying attention.
Yeah, as we see the moonstick is sticking out of Usagi's bag and is not reacting.
He's not reacting at all to An.
And then back in the sewer, Zoisite is using the Dark Crystal to track down Rhett Butler. And he realizes he's close. And he's in a very cramped space.
Yeah, so he has one of his hands like on a wall for sort of leverage, I guess.
Yes.
To make sure he doesn't fall over. And he realizes that the wall is really soft. And then he squeezes, and he's like, it's warm. And then we see eyes light up on the wall. And Zoisite has a realization.
That he is surrounded by just walls of rats.
And he is horrified.
Yes.
He lets out, he screams, and it's so good.
Yes.
It's the best.
And he runs out of the little corridor, I guess, that he's in, and the rats follow him.
Like a wave of water. A wave of rat water.
Yes.
I don't think rats do this.
No.
This is a thing in so much media. Like, rats swarm.
Yeah.
But they don't.
No. I think that's also not a thing cats do.
No, not really.
So this is just how animals in Juban work.
I guess.
They just congregate in massive hordes. And then we cut to somewhere completely different. We cut in town, where we see Rei walking by herself, wondering what's up with Mamoru.
Yeah.
And complaining that this is not how she wanted to spend her Sunday afternoon.
Right.
Just walking, I guess?
Just walking. I mean, alone. She wanted to be on a date.
Yeah, true. And she's stopped by a familiar voice, which is Yuichiro.
Hey.
Shaggy boy.
Yeah.
This fucking scene. Rei, they greet each other.
Yeah.
And Yuichiro asks Rei out for a cup of tea.
Yeah.
But she sort of deflects. And he apologizes and leaves. But that's sort of a very quick summation of what is actually a very complex scene.
Yeah,
because we need to describe what's happening in the background of this scene.
there's some interesting visuals in this scene. So Rei and Yuichiro are both standing in front of posters.
Yes.
I have to assume for Gone with the Wind, the film.
Yes.
And Rei is like in front of I guess Scarlet.
Yeah.
And Yuichiro is in front of, I guess, Rhett Butler.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a completely unrelated movie. I have no idea.
Maybe, but I feel like it would be weird if it was.
The kanji isn't all translated, but some of it is.
Some of it is.
So, when Yuichiro asks Rei out, the poster behind him has like a very confident expression.
Yes.
And is like, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, now is your chance.
I think it might the version we watched doesn't translate it exactly, because I'm pretty sure it says like, yeah, go Japanese boy.
Okay.
I
wish it translated like that. Fuck.
And
that's so much better.
It like pans between Yuichiro and Rei. It pans over to Rei, and she's like, "I'd rather not." It pans back to Yuichiro, and he's like, when he's like, "Oh, okay, I guess that's fine."
The poster has a more disgruntled sort of expression, like with a vein popping and like very like kind of not angry but like upset and like nervous. I forget what is the tagline?
It says, "Is this okay?" Then it pans, it like zooms out, and the text on both posters says, goodbye, basically.
And also, the poster behind Rei has changed to a more, like, awkward expression.
Why? Why any of this?
I don't know. This is the most Utena scene in this show, because it's so much like,
I guess
this can't literally be happening, but what is happening?
Yeah. Also, I guess I shouldn't be surprised Ikuhara directed this episode.
Yeah.
So. Also, when Yuichiro leaves, Rei says, wow, he sure left in a hurry. Guess he's just gone with the wind.
Yep.
You know.
Anyway. And now I'm back to your regularly scheduled actual episode of Sailor Moon.
I mean, not even really. Not even really.
Also, I do want to point out, since we were talking about Ikuhara, also has a thing with people being menaced by large groups of animals.
True. Yeah.
Wall of Rats is just more elephants. So back in the sewer, Luna and Rhett Butler are lost. And Luna sort of just stops and
she like stands on her hind legs and puts a paw up on the wall.
Act sorry. And she complains that they're just getting nowhere, and says, if you had just stayed away, but then she notices that one of Rhett Butler's legs is hurt. His front right paw. And she wonders if it happened when he leapt off the high wall to save her. And she then realizes that he has risked his life twice to protect her. And she says, does that mean you like me or something? And then Rhett Butler blushes. And Luna says what is maybe the worst line in this episode, but is still pretty good. Which is, what a predicament.
It's fantastic.
And we hear squeaking getting closer to them.
And they also hear it.
Yeah.
Or Luna does. I don't know. We can never know what Rhett Butler thinks at any given moment.
Yeah, he is an enigma. And we see, Luna sees Zoisite fleeing from the swarm of rats. And also the swarm of rats that Zoisite is fleeing from. And Zoisite spots Rhett Butler, and he yells that he's happy to have found the 7th great monster.
Yeah.
And Luna is like, wait, what the fuck?
You're... What?
You have a rainbow crystal?
Uh-huh.
And then Zoisite, Rhett Butler does not respond because he's a cat.
He's a cat.
Zoisite starts running faster towards Rhett and Luna, and Luna tries to get him to, like, squeeze in
There's like a square hole.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is.
You know, the maintenance hole.
I guess.
The maintenance square hole.
Yeah.
In sewers. That sewers have.
Yeah.
And she says that Zoisite won't be able to fit in it, so they need to, like, squeeze into there.
Yeah.
And it's a little rough because Rhett Butler is, again, a very fat cat.
Yeah.
And she struggles to squeeze him in. But she eventually manages to push him in, and they run down, and we see Zoisite just fucking swoop right up the hole.
Swoops right in.
Along with the fucking horde of rats.
It's fantastic. Please watch this episode, because
I
can't describe how good the animation on that is.
Because we're spoiling some of the jokes if you haven't watched the episode, but also, fucking, it's a visual form of humor.
It's so good.
That, like, will transcend being sort of spoiled.
Yeah.
And Luna and Rhett try to flee down the hole. Mm-hmm. But Zoisite is right behind them, sort of just flying behind them. And he's almost caught up to them when he is consumed by the swarm of rats.
Yeah.
He is fucking devoured.
Mm-hmm.
And this terrifies Luna.
Mm-hmm.
And she tries to rush Rhett Butler out of the sewer, but he's very slow.
He's very slow.
He does not like to move fast, which mood.
Yeah.
Rhett Butler is just me.
Okay.
I'm realizing.
All
That's
right.
why he's my favorite.
That makes sense.
I've never identified with the character more.
Okay.
And then back outside, we see Ray sulking near a canal wall.
Yeah.
As one does.
Uh-huh. I guess this is a canal. That's what I wrote in my notes, but I'm still unsure.
Yeah, like, it's like yeah.
Okay.
I think canal is the word.
Okay.
It's like the fucking cement thing. With the water going through it.
Yeah, sure.
Where, like, they did that one bit in that Terminator movie.
Yeah.
There's a bit with a truck.
Yeah.
And a bike, I think.
Yeah. Anyway.
I haven't seen it.
Great.
Ray is sulking and says, I should have said yes to Yuichiro. Then at least I could say I had a date. Mm-hmm. Which is not a good mentality to have about going on a date with another human being. Not. And she spots Luna and Rhett Butler. Mm-hmm. As they exit the sewers. And she's like, it's Luna. I didn't know she had a boyfriend. She's pretty sly.
Yeah, which... Ray has some weird ideas about
relationships.
Everything.
Yeah. Yeah, everything. Animals.
Uh-huh.
Alien cats.
Yeah. Spoilers.
We know that already.
Okay.
And then we see the rat swarm explode out of the sewer. And Ray is horrified.
What's going on?
And then back at the little girl's house, back at Ann's house, Usagi is having a rough time in the Sailor V video game. And Ami gasps and is like, wait, fucking, we're so dumb.
We're so dumb, I should have realized this sooner.
The moonstick's not reacting.
The moonstick's doing jack shit.
And Mako says that means the girl has nothing to do with the rainbow crystal, and wonders why the moonstick reacted earlier. And then they both sort of at the same time have a simultaneously epiphany.
You don't think it has to be.
And then Usagi gets a game over.
We cut back.
Luna and Rhett Butler are still fleeing the swarm of rats. And then the rats overtake them, finally, and trip them.
And they sort of swerve around them, I guess. And
I'm laughing already. This part.
The rats sort of ascend into a rat pillar. Yeah. And
Rat Pillar is the name of my Shadowrun character.
It was a big mistake to think you were the only one who could turn into a car. Zoisite. We hear Zoisite's voice. Can you read what Zoisite says?
Zoisite says, what looked like a disaster has turned into my good fortune. And in the end, everything has worked out to my advantage.
And as he says that, we sort of see the rats part.
Yes, at the top of the pillar, we see Zoisite's face.
Oh,
he's wearing rat armor.
He's wearing the rats.
I don't know how or why.
Oh, it's so good.
I don't know why he thinks this gives him an advantage.
It made him faster, I guess?
I guess. He's just fused.
He's fused with the rats now.
He's the Rat King. He's the Rat Heavenly King.
Yeah.
But then, Fire Soul! A burst of flame
appears between Rat Zoisite and Luna and Rat Butler. And Luna gets, like, fucking knocked into the canal. Or at least onto a lower, like, platform.
And also the rats scatter.
Can I read Ray's thing?
Yes. Ray... Yeah, Ray says something here.
Ray is here. We see Ray, like, perched above the canal.
She has transformed.
And she says, Sailor Mars, the pretty guardian who fights for love and for justice, is here to save the day. I won't let you get in the way of their beautiful cat love. The flames of love are burning. The flames of justice are burning. I can't forgive those who get in the way of love between people and all living creatures. So in the name of Mars, I'll chastise you. And the rats sort of dissipate.
Yeah, they scatter.
Scatter from... So, they're... In terms of the plot, this whole thing with Zoisite is nothing.
Is pretty much nothing.
It's just a good joke.
It's just a fantastic series of rat escapades. But Zoisite throws out the Dark Crystal, and
he's like,
Ray is caught off guard.
Yeah.
And he talks about, I think, summoning the 7th grade monster.
Yeah, he explains that Mars is a fool. And that soon the 7th grade monster will arrive.
And Ray is like, hey, what?
And Luna, like, climbs up from where she fell. And is like, you should really get a grasp of the situation before you show off.
And then the Dark Crystal does its thing to poor Rat Butler, who fucking screams.
Yeah.
And for the first time, sort of, his eyes are much larger than they usually are. And
there's a very Junji Ito quality to the way Red looks in these frames.
Yeah. And the rainbow crystal, the violet rainbow crystal, is pulled from the heart of the fat green cat Rat Butler. And Zoisite grabs it as Mars is leaping down, and Rat Butler is surrounded by a vortex of darkness, and emerges as Anthro Scar from The Lion King.
Again, I don't know where this information comes from, but they never say the name of the monster.
No, they do.
Do they?
No, they don't. You're right. Don't. Zoisite just calls it the Great Monster.
Yeah. So his name is and I feel I don't apologize for this a lot because I feel like it's kind of obnoxious to do it frequently. I do want to apologize for my pronunciation of Japanese things in general. So in advance. Bakane or Bakane, because it's based on.
His name is Bakane?
I think it's based on Bakaneko, which is a type of cat demon or something.
Okay, I thought it was based
a yokai. Actually,
I thought it was based on Bacchanal.
No, but yeah, he's a monster now, and Luna is upset.
Yes. He also doesn't talk.
He makes no noises. Well, he kind of grunts, but he doesn't like. He doesn't say his name. A little bit. He doesn't say his name or speak.
No, because he's a cat.
He's a cat.
He's a non-human monster.
He's a non-human monster.
Only human monsters talk.
I guess.
Sometimes. Zoisite orders... I'm just gonna keep calling him Rat Butler.
Yeah.
Evil Rat Butler to get rid of Luna and Mars. I guess he doesn't care much about Luna, actually. No. But he does say them,
He does say them, though.
I don't know if he knows what Luna's deal is.
I mean, Luna has spaken.
I guess he just assumes there's some weird shit going on there.
Yeah.
And he sort of gloats about how Luna and Sailor Mars don't have any backup.
Mm-hmm.
And then he is struck by a rose.
Yeah. He drops the rainbow crystal.
And Tuxedo Mask is here.
Mm-hmm.
And he fucking... Okay, I do want to describe this bit.
Okay.
Zoisite is struck by the rose, sort of like collapses. I think he's like struck right in the torso.
Okay.
Collapses and like drops the rainbow crystal. And Tuxedo Mask just jumps down into the canal. Not into the water, but into the area they're walking on. Just sort of sidles up to Zoisite, grabs the rainbow crystal, and is like, I've got the rainbow crystal now, farewell, and then just starts walking away.
I think he runs.
He does run, but it's such a fucking... He doesn't do it in any kind of fancy way. Just the way it's shot is somehow the funniest fucking thing.
It's really good. And then Zoisite is like, I'll get you, Tuxedo Mask, and pursues him.
Yeah, just runs after him. Doesn't teleport or anything. Just runs after him.
Doesn't even do his, teleport jump that he did when he was chasing Crane Joe.
Yeah, he doesn't fly, which he can do.
You know.
And, so Rhett Butler just starts kind of wandering away, not really following Zoisite's orders at all. And Luna... Or Sailor Mars is like, oh shit, he's going into the city.
Mm-hmm.
We can't let him near civilization. And Luna runs to stop him.
Yeah, there's again, I don't know the words for this. There's a diagonal thing, a diagonal wall.
Yeah, it's a little hard to describe, but we can get the gist of it across, I think. She runs up the side to plead with him to stay still and tells him that her friends are coming and that they'll fix him.
Mm-hmm.
And he just kind of growls up at her, and she backs off a little bit, but she, trips
and
over the edge.
Falling.
Yeah, but Rhett Butler grabs her. And holds Luna in his giant hand.
Giant hand.
He can, he's holding a whole cat in one hand.
Yeah. In the palm of his hand, not, gripping her.
And she is stunned that he saved her again. And she tells him that it'll be alright. They kind of just look into each other's eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And Ray meanwhile, is watching this and is touched.
Mm-hmm.
And says, I knew it. Those two are madly in love. And then we hear... Bubble...
Spray!
Yep. And Ray is like, oh no, you've ruined the moment!
And it's all misty from the bubble spray.
Yep.
Okay. Mako.
Yeah.
Sort of slides down the incline between Rhett Butler's legs, grabs Luna, lands, and puts her down.
Luna asks what took them so long to get here, which I feel like, is not fair.
Not fair at all.
Because, you're just in a fucking canal. How'd they know to get here?
How would they know? How did they
know?
The moonstick, I guess?
The moonstick, the fucking computer.
Yeah.
Whatever. And Ami says, sorry, I got a little distracted by some video game noise.
Then Mako says.
She says, me too, and it's really not because Usagi was playing all those games. And Ami says, right, Usagi was just trying to have some fun. And
both Luna and Ray look like Usagi.
And Usagi says, you girls aren't really helping me a whole lot.
And then Luna yells, hey, get serious.
I love that Ami and Mako are preemptively defending Usagi. Usagi does moon healing escalation.
Yeah.
And meow fresh!
Meow fresh! And Rhett Butler is back to normal, and he sort of collapses on the ground.
And then I think we cut.
We cut to he
reunites with Ann.
Yeah, Ann is, like, cuddling him on her porch.
Yeah.
Just, like, swinging him around by his legs, which isn't...
It's not a thing you want to do with a real cat.
No.
But is adorable to do to this weird ball cat.
It is cute. And the girls are, like, outside her house. And Ray asks Luna if she's sure she doesn't want to say goodbye to her boyfriend. And Mako is like...
I can read it, or do you want to read it?
I want to read it.
Okay, it's there.
Mako says, "Get out! You and that cat were lovers, Luna?" Then Usagi is like, "Woohoo! Luna's hot and love is bitten." And then Luna is upset and says that she doesn't appreciate being the victim of idle gossip. And she takes one look at Red Butler and sort of smile. This episode has a weird ending.
Yeah, she
Can
smiles.
You describe it?
Yeah, she smiles at Red Butler, and then there's sort of a cut to, not like a hard cut, like a very soft cut, like a fade in.
I don't even know if it's real or just an imagination thing.
Yeah, maybe. To Luna sort of under a tree in a very sort of pastoral setting.
Mm-hmm.
On a hill. It's sunset, and the image of Rhett Butler appearing in the air above her, and his face blushing, and she just groans and says, "Give me a break."
Then the episode ends.
And then the episode ends. And I'm sad because it's the best one.
Yep.
It was so...
It was really good.
It was so good.
Unfortunately, I don't really care much for this next episode.
Yeah,
I don't know how you feel about it.
There is sort of a disparity. There's some elements of this that I do like and want to talk about.
Yeah, that's fair. The next episode is Umino's Resolve. I'll Protect Naru. Mm-hmm. It was directed by Takao Yoshizawa and written by Shigeru Yanagikawa. It first aired November 14th, 1992 in Japan, and October 19th, 1995 in English.
Can you read the precap to me? I can. Real quick, before I do that.
Mm-hmm.
Did we want to say what the Deke Dub title of this episode was?
This episode in the Deke Dub is titled Tuxedo, Melvin.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Let me read the precap for you. You dared to turn a kid's hero like Redman into an evil monster and force him to use Lake Akon's famous Marimo algae balls as a weapon against innocent people? I bet Hokkaido's Sightseeing Association didn't give you permission to do that, did they? I am Sailor Moon, and in the name of the moon, I'll punish you.
Yeah, so, just... Okay, so here's the thing.
What's up?
Redman appears in this episode, and we can't call him that. I feel uncomfortable. We need to come up with a new name for him.
Well, I think I know what it is. Redman.
No, that's not
no?
better. I'll just call him the Red Ranger.
The Red Ranger.
He's a Sentai hero.
He is a Sentai hero. He's not like that.
He's not, but I don't like saying...
Yeah, that phrasing did not have the same connotations in Japan as it does here.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Hokkaido.
Okay. That has so little to do with the plot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, let's talk about this fucking episode.
Yeah.
Luna is at the arcade, which I only just noticed in this episode is, I thought it was just called Game Center.
No, it's called Game Center Crown.
Yes. Which is interesting to me for reasons.
Okay.
So Luna's at the arcade, she's at the Sailor V game, and, codename 0091. Did we talk about if there's a, numerical relevance to her codename being 009?
I don't know if there is. I haven't looked it up. There might be. There probably is.
I wouldn't be surprised. There's a lot of little stuff like that in the show. Passphrase, the rabbit on the moon is pounding rice cakes. Please respond ASAP.
The moon's rice cakes are sticky.
And they puff up when you toast them as well. And then, for some reason, Luna does a thing here in this bit that she hasn't done the other times in the arcade. She does like a
Yeah,
she like puffs up her cheeks.
Yeah, when she says that they puff up, she goes like, and they puff up as well.
And the voice on the arcade cabinet asks how the Sailor Guardians are doing. How's the kids? How's the husband, Rhett Butler?
How's your brother? And Luna basically just says like, yeah, they're all right, but Usagi's kind of a shit.
And then the voice says something. Interesting.
Yeah.
Which is, the day when all 5 Guardians come together is near.
Yeah, all 5 of them.
Just a quick rewind, real quick. Now that all 4 Sailor Guardians have been found, we need to find the Silver Crystal.
All 5 of them are gonna meet the fifth one, the 5th and final Sailor Guardian.
The 5th and definitely final.
The definitely final 5th Sailor Guardian.
The last.
No more after this next one.
There's no more Sailor Guardians after the next one. Luna is like, oh, shit. I didn't know we were approaching that part of the plot. And the voice tells Luna that it's time for her to explain everything to the Sailor Guardians.
And Luna is like, are you sure about that? We're only on episode 31. Can't we wait a few more? 32, actually.
Shouldn't we wait till, like, season 2, or...
Maybe.
But eventually she does agree to tell the girls. And then we cut to the Hikawa Shrine. Yeah. The dedicated meeting place of the Sailor Guardians, I guess.
Well, it's isolated, and, like, people aren't just going to show up in the middle of the night at the Hikawa Shrine.
Sure.
Also safe.
Also safe.
For the most part.
Yeah, Phobos and Deimos are there to guard. We see all the girls, all the Sailor Guardians are there.
Oh, shit. We didn't talk about Mako's fucking outfit in the last episode. Just real quick.
Mako's outfit? I didn't.
She has on, like, a really tight red turtleneck. Under a big orange sweater. And it's really good. You should watch the episode. Yeah. And just pay close attention to her outfit, because it's fantastic. Anyway.
I was about to say, and don't watch this one, but I'm annoyed because, like,
it's important.
This is an important episode, unfortunately. Anyway, Usagi's fucking tired because it's fucking midnight. Yeah. And she's like, why did Luna fucking call us at this time of night?
And
at this time of year, localized entirely in the Hikawa Shrine.
And we see Luna on top of the shrine, and she, like, jumps down and is like, I'm glad you've all arrived. I'm glad you're all here.
I bet you're wondering why I've gathered you all here. She spins around in a chair. And Usagi... This fucking scene is extremely good, actually.
Is it?
Yeah. Usagi asks, is there a fucking monster? Is there a new monster appearing? And Luna just kind of paces back and forth, just in dead silence.
And doesn't answer that question.
And just paces some more, and then suddenly yells, I don't want to scare you! And Usagi is like, but you just did! Luna tells the girls to listen carefully, and then reveals, she says, I was sent here all the way from the moon to help guide you.
And she, like, lifts her paw up to the moon.
And the girls are aghast at this. And then there's, like, kind of a cut, except not.
Not really?
Not really. Ray asks why Luna came to Earth. There's, like, the shot changes completely. Yeah. And it's like time has passed, but they're still in the middle of this same conversation. Yeah. So I don't know what that shot is about. Ray asks why Luna came to Earth, and Luna says that she came to awaken them, the Sailor Guardians. Yeah. And Mako's like, I don't know, this things are getting pretty complicated.
And then Ami is like, well, I believe Luna.
Yeah.
Luna says, thanks for that, Ami. Very casually.
Yeah. Luna, she's clearly upset about this. She's not sure how much she can tell. Right. The Sailor Guardians.
I mean, she doesn't tell them that they're gonna meet the 5th Sailor Guardian.
Nope, she does not. That does not come up in this scene. Luna explains that the princess they've been searching for carries the royal bloodline of the Moon Kingdom. the Moon Kingdom.
The Moon Kingdom, yeah.
There's 2 kingdoms so far. Actually, there's 3 kingdoms so far. There's the Dark Kingdom.
Right.
There's the Moon Kingdom.
Right.
And there's the Kingdom of Diamonds.
Uh-huh. That's what Romance of the Three Kingdoms is about, right? Cao Cao is one of the 7 great kings.
Yeah.
7 holy kings. 7 kings of heaven.
4 heavenly kings.
7 of them.
7.
There's 7 of them?
7 rainbow crystals.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck are we talking about?
I don't know.
The girls are like, what the fuck is a Moon Kingdom?
Mm-hmm.
And Luna says that they are destined to meet the princess.
Yeah.
And soon they'll take on the duty of protecting her.
Yeah.
And I think Luna at this point is like, I know this is kind of a lot to take in. And Usagi's like, I just have one more question. Is there really a rabbit on the moon that pounds rice cakes?
And then we cut.
Yeah.
And then we cut to
Luna
scene.
is despondent, and then we cut to a different scene. We see the Dark Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
The Not Moon Kingdom.
Right.
Why couldn't they have been the Sun Kingdom?
There are reasons for that. We'll don't worry about it.
Did I just fucking call shot a plot line later?
No.
Okay. No?
But there are reasons that the Dark Kingdom is not the Sun Kingdom.
Okay. We see Kunzite and Zoisite admiring their 4 rainbow crystals. Mm-hmm. They have a little case for them. Like, it's very nice. Mm-hmm. It's just got, like, a little cushion. They've got them arranged, like, symmetrically.
Uh-huh. And presumably in order. I didn't check, but maybe. Kunzite says that they'll only be truly beautiful when they have all 7. Right.
And
that's when they can become supersonic.
That's when... Yeah. They do look like fucking chaos.
Also, there are 7 of them.
There's also 7 of them. There's 7 of a lot of things. Zoisite, promises to get the last 3 crystals. Mm-hmm. And Kunzite just kind of monologues the deal with the rainbow crystals again. Yeah. How they unite them into the silver crystal. Uh-huh. And possessing the silver crystal will surely please our queen. Imagine how delighted Queen Beryl will be. Uh-huh. And Zoisite is like, who the fuck cares about Queen Beryl?
I'm hot.
Yeah.
I'm the hot one.
Why not get the crystals to delight me? Mm-hmm. And then we cut to school, where we see Melvin and Naru are having lunch together. Mm-hmm. They got their little boxes.
Yeah.
And
Naru says that Melvin has some fried shrimp.
Yes.
And Naru's like, hey, can I have some? And they like, trade food.
Yeah. Which is not a thing I could imagine doing with anybody.
Really?
If I see food in front of me, I just want my food. It's like, I'm just gonna eat. Like,
okay. Fair enough.
I do want to note that Melvin has fucking 2 of the fucking Naruto little swirly croutons.
What the fuck are you saying?
The little swirly croutons with a spiral on them.
I don't know what that is.
That's what Naruto is named after.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's named after... His name is fucking Crouton Spiral.
Alright.
But there's 2 of them in Melvin's box, so it looks like his glasses. Because they got little spirals on them. Okay. That was kind of cute, I thought.
Yeah.
And then Usagi just kind of manifests. Again, she's been learning from Umino. Yeah. She's learned the ninja ways. Uh-huh. She says they look cute together, and ask if they're going out. That's a lie, because Umino can't look cute.
No.
And Naru yells at her that they aren't together, and that she and Umino are just friends. And Umino
is very upset.
Is dismayed. Mm-hmm. Doesn't say as much.
Right.
But
his face.
He wears his heart on his face.
He wears a mask of despair.
He wears his heart on his stupid face.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know how to even describe the despondency he exudes in this scene. He fucking just... I can't describe it. The movements he has are so specific and weird.
Yeah.
And he just kind of just inhales and stiffly walks away with his head hanging down.
Uh-huh.
He was sitting on a bench with Naru.
Right. And now he's leaving.
Yeah.
Which is a really shitty thing to do.
It is. Yeah. some parts of this episode make me want to give Melvin the benefit of the doubt, but I think it was just kind of a shitty thing to do.
Yeah.
And Naru's like, says to Usagi, like, Umino's, he's nice, he's smart, he helps me with my homework. He's not smart. I don't buy that.
He stayed up all night on the internet, though.
Okay, no, we need to talk about that now, because we didn't talk about that.
Okay.
Let's talk about the deep dub of this scene.
I mean, this is not a unique thing for the Deke Dub to do, but I showed Zach a clip of this scene from the Deke Dub, and it has a completely different context for no reason.
Yeah.
It's still like Usagi is like, oh, you two look cute together, or Serena, I guess.
Yeah.
And then Molly,
who is Naru,
is like, no, I don't like Melvin. I was up all night studying for the math test. And then Melvin is like, I was up all night on the internet.
He's dismayed in that scene because he forgot about the math test.
Yeah.
Not because Naru says they're just friends.
Yeah.
Which is, like, the basis of the plot of this episode is that Umino is dismayed that they're just friends.
Right. It's very strange. Anyway.
But yeah, Naru... she's like, I like him, but there's just something missing.
A soul. He doesn't have one.
A soul, long flowing brown hair, magic powers. And then Usagi contemplates for a sec, and then we get like a hard cut to Usagi having tracked down Umino in like a classroom that is empty, and tells him that to win Naru, he has to be pushy.
Yeah, which is bad advice.
Yes.
No. Do not.
Granted, in fairness to Usagi, the last person that she saw Naru like was evil.
He was evil, but he wasn't pushy.
He was pretty pushy.
Not to Naru. He didn't want her to like him.
Sure.
She liked him and he used that.
Sure.
Which Usagi doesn't know.
Does she? I guess she... it's not clear how much she knows, or how much Naru knows, or about how much anybody knows about any fucking thing in that arc. But yeah, it is bad advice.
It's bad advice.
Usagi, I will give the benefit of the doubt. She doesn't know any fucking better.
Usagi's a 14-year-old.
She's dumb. And also dumb.
Yeah.
She's just kind of dumb. Umino is at least understandably, is like, I don't know how to do that.
What do you mean?
And Usagi resolves to instruct Umino on how to be a super cool guy.
And Umino's like, well, like, who? Who do you have in mind? And Usagi is like, Tuxedo Mask, of course.
And she's like, he's the coolest. And Umino says, so if I transform myself into Tuxedo Mask, then I can be Naru's boyfriend. And Usagi says, no, that's not really... But Umino is already just fucking standing on a desk.
Yeah.
And
he declares that he will become Tuxedo Umino Mask.
Yes, which sucks. So I'm going to say Tuxedo Melvin, because that's the one thing the Deke Dub got right.
Yeah.
Is, again, calling him Melvin. And also, Tuxedo Melvin rolls off the tongue so much better than Tuxedo Umino Mask, which is nothing.
Yeah.
Umino Mask could have worked.
Tuxedo Umino.
I like Umino Mask, actually, because that ends in an O.
That would also be Umino Common in Japanese. But I don't know.
I am just going to call him Tuxedo Melvin, though.
Did you know that?
What?
His name in Japanese is Tuxedo Common. Because common means mask.
Oh, like Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
But there's no, like, Japanese word for tuxedo?
I think there is, they just don't use it.
Okay.
I don't get it.
It just sounds better.
I guess.
We cut to Usagi and Naru walking home from school, where we see a top-hatted shadow following
Naru
them.
is like, do you feel like someone's following us? And then we, like, pan out and see a top-hatted shadow.
Well, we see his top-hatted silhouette. We do see the shadow beforehand.
Oh, do we? I didn't notice that.
It's very brief. It's
Okay.
very, like, blink and you'll miss it. But in the shot where the establishing shot where we see them walking down the sidewalk, we do see the top-hatted shadow on the ground. And
we see the shadow behind, like, a moving truck or something.
It's the shadow.
Uh-huh.
What evil lies in the hearts of men? Only he knows. What? Only the shadow knows.
What is that?
It's a radio. I don't fucking know, honestly. I just know that quote.
Okay. But before Naru and Usagi can really investigate this...
Yes.
Fucking miniature poodle on a leash.
Yes, walked by a sort of middle-aged lady, I guess.
Yeah. And starts barking at them.
Yes. And the poodle's owner tries to calm it down.
Mm-hmm.
But don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it, because Tuxedo Melvin is here.
Mm-hmm.
He has dressed himself up completely in Tuxedo Mask cosplays, minus the mask.
Except for the mask, because he has to wear his glasses.
He does have to wear his glasses, which I do understand.
Well, yeah, because they're his eyes, and he can't take them
They're
off.
also his eyes, yeah. And he charges in front of the girls and says, "No fear, I am here!" Which is a hell of an intro. Tuxedo Umino Mask is on the scene. How dare you bare your fangs at Naru? And he prepares to strike the dog.
With a toy hammer.
With, like, a rubber toy hammer.
But the lady just sort of snatches it away and is like, what the fuck are you doing?
Uh-huh.
And then hits Umino on the head.
Just bonk. And, just takes her dog and leaves.
Mm-hmm.
And we hear her off screen saying, "Oh, did that weird boy scare you, sweetie?"
Mm-hmm.
And Umino is sort of knocked out on the ground. She fucking clocked him with that toy hammer.
As she should have.
Yeah. As everyone should, really.
Yeah.
And Naru is like, "Hey, what the fuck are you...
What are you doing? Umino? What are you doing?"
And then Umino laughs and says, "He's no longer Umino. He's Tuxedo Umino Mask."
Then...
Defender of love and justice.
Farewell! And runs away.
Yeah, I do love that he does the farewell.
How does he know about that?
I feel like people have learned about Tuxedo Mask.
Okay.
He was in the Sailor V movie, remember?
I don't think that's true.
He was on the poster.
Oh, he was, you're right.
So are Sailor Mars and Sailor Mercury.
Oh, okay. Tuxedo Mask isn't in Sailor V. He's not in the manga for Sailor V.
Naru's weirded out by this and is like, "Hey, why the fuck?
What's Umino doing?
What's his deal?" And Usagi is like, "Who knows?
Who could say?
Who could say? No one's quite sure."
And we cut to, like, later.
Yeah.
And they walk by the arcade. And Naru asks if Usagi wants to go in. And Usagi's like, "Yeah, sure." But
Umino is here.
Umino is here.
Don't worry about it.
Don't even worry about it.
He's here to save them from the arcade.
He says, like...
He lectures them.
That if they go in, all of their allowance will disappear before their very eyes. And
he says... Okay, can I describe... I remember this vividly. He says, "If you want to go in, you'll have to go over my live body." And he fucking lays on the ground in front of the door. And then there's sort of a beat.
And then they're both like, "Sure, why not?" They could step over him, but they purposely step on him.
Yes.
And into the arcade.
Umino is just like, my spleen!
That's a direct quote. They enter the arcade.
That's a good scene.
That's good, yeah.
It's a good scene. Oh, they enter the arcade. Naru again wonders, like, what he's even fucking doing. And Usagi is like, "No idea."
And then Motoki is here, and he greets them. And he's like, "Hey." And then he's like, "Oh, hey, I have 2 free tickets. Do you all want some?"
Yes, 2 free tickets to a show.
To a show. And then Usagi is like, 2 free tickets? Is Motoki asking me on a date? I want to go to the movies with Motoki. And then Motoki explains that he's too old for the Red Ranger show.
Uh-huh.
And Usagi is crestfallen.
Uh-huh.
And then Usagi and Naru are offended that he would even suggest that they aren't too old to go to the Red Ranger show.
Uh-huh. And Motoki realizes that and is like, "Oh, you're probably too old too, I guess." I do like that has some awareness about that situation. And again, Motoki's he's okay.
I like Motoki.
He's okay.
Yeah. And then Usagi thinks about it for a second and is like, "Oh wait." And she tells
I am the defender of love and justice.
And she tells Naru that she should go to the show with Umino.
And Naru is like, "Why?" And Umino fucking appears here.
He Umino's in.
Again, he just knows he can. Umino appears wherever his name is spoken.
Yeah.
Which is why it's safer to call him Melvin, really.
Fair.
It's
fair.
It's like calling Lord Voldemort, you know who. You speak of the devil. And and he shall appear. Right. Melvin shows up and is like, I'd
love to go.
Love Red Ranger. And Naru is like, I don't know if I really feel up to going. And Usagi... I think at this point Melvin is...
Naru gives a lot of soft nose in this episode, I just want to say.
Yeah. Melvin is despondent at her response.
He's fucking playing Street Fighter and putting in the... It's not Street Fighter. Or is it?
I think it's literally Street Fighter.
But he does the Konami code.
Oh, does he? I didn't even notice that.
He sort of mumbles to himself, "Oh, if she doesn't want to go, I guess I shouldn't go." And just mumbles up, left, down, right, A, B, A,
but that's not
start
it.
select, or whatever the fuck it is.
It's up, up, up. Nope. It's up, up, down, down, left, right, B, A, start.
Yeah, that's what he says.
Okay. And Usagi sort of whispers to Naru that he's doing his very best in his own way, which is true.
I guess.
But also, his best isn't good enough.
And also, if Naru doesn't want to go, she shouldn't have to just because he's doing his best.
Yeah. So she's reluctantly like, okay.
But you owe me.
Yeah. Which is a hell of a thing. First of all, Usagi hasn't, said you should date Umino.
No, but
she says... You should just go hang out with him at this.
Even that is worthy of a debt.
Yes, even that is worthy of a debt. That's the thing, Naru is like, okay, you owe me for hanging out with this guy I said You
seem incredulous about this, but to me it seems perfectly fair.
It is perfectly fair. I do understand, the idea that, okay, she considers herself friends with Melvin. Right. But, just in the school context. Right. She just wants to hang out with him at school. Yeah. And listen, I have friends like that. Yeah. I get tired of certain people sometimes. Not, in a shitty way. I'm just oh, fuck, I've been around this person too long, so now I hate them. But just,
Boy, I really hope that doesn't happen.
No. Some people are... tiring. Yeah. You know? Because I'm an introvert. Yeah, so, just different people, depending on how they act, take up different amounts of energy.
Right. And Umino takes up so much energy.
He would take up an immense amount of energy. Hey.
What's up?
The Great Ruler.
Why did they never drain Umino?
Well, they did. They did that one time.
I don't remember that.
The fortune teller episode. They turned him into a fucking zombie and drained the energy of his youthful rebellion. Right. But they should just drain his whole energy.
They should kill Umino. I agree.
Just fucking plug Umino into the Great Ruler like a fucking shitty battery.
Anyway.
The swirls are actually fucking those are magnetic poles on they're the one's a plus. If you take off his glasses, his eyes are a plus and a minus.
Great. Anyway.
But yeah. Some parts of this episode are shitty, but this is the way we're talking about this makes me really enjoy what's happening.
Yeah, that's fair.
Anyway, in the Dark Kingdom.
Yeah, we see the Dark Kingdom. We see a bubbling cauldron
Yes, I think before this we actually see a fucking, like, castle that we've never seen before. Like,
I think we've seen it before.
Maybe we have. This is not like the skull, where Queen Beryl's throne room is.
Right.
This is, I assume, Zoisite and Kunzite's shared castle.
Maybe.
Made of fucking stalactites.
And...
Nope. Stalagmites.
Sure. And, the like, dark crystal sort of pops out of the cauldron. And Zoisite summons it to him.
And he explains to us. He monologues. I don't want to make fun of that too much. Yeah. That's a fucking Shakespeare thing. Like, right. That's sure. That has the monologue has a long history in literary works. Yeah. Not every story needs to be realistic. Right. Like, you just gotta get the emotions across.
Yeah. He explains that he's, like, sort of powered up the dark crystal.
Yes.
And now it has the ability to turn humans into monsters.
Yep, because here's the thing.
We're out of rainbow crystals.
We're out of rainbow crystals, but we did make a bunch of new stock footage that is related to that dark crystal, and with the moon healing escalation. We do need to we can't limit that to just, like, one arc of the show.
Yeah. I will say this is part of the Rainbow Crystal arc.
That's true. We definitely can't limit that stuff to, like, half an arc.
Right. I want to say, I don't know if I said this before, none of the Rainbow Crystal stuff is in the manga whatsoever.
I don't know if you did say that before. That's interesting.
All of this is technically filler, which is also why the fucking filler, that's bad, sucks, why that's bullshit. Yeah. Because most of these episodes are really good and important.
It does kind of help explain to me why the 7 great monsters are so ungreat, though. If these are just Monster of the Week monsters. Yeah. That they just had to make up because of the structure of their plot. And they couldn't bother to make them, menacing. Right. Or cool. Yeah. Boxy's cool.
Boxy's cool.
Lovely punch! But yeah, now the Dark Crystal can turn humans into monsters. Yep. Just at will.
And Zoisite's gonna use that to get the rest of the rainbow crystals that he needs.
The way he says non-human monsters in that last episode implies to me that the other monsters used to be human. Just like all of them.
Well, you mean aside from the 7 great monsters? Yeah. I guess. But I don't know. I don't know.
I'm not sure how monsters work yet.
I don't think we ever will be.
Cool. And then Zoisite picks up a photo.
I forgot about this.
A framed picture of himself and Kunzite. And promises to the image of Kunzite.
He's like, Kunzite, my dear.
I will collect the remaining rainbow crystals.
Yeah. Should know.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we see Zoisite, there's a cut here, but we do see Zoisite appear at Naru's house.
Naru's house.
Or at her, like, it is a house. It's like above her.
I don't understand how this building works, because her mom's jewelry store is in this building.
And then upstairs is her house.
Right, but upstairs also seems to be like it seems like there are other apartments.
Yeah.
And I don't...
Maybe they rent out the space?
Maybe.
Anyway. Zoisite is here. He pedals into... That makes it sound like he's on a bike.
Yeah.
That's that's a cute way of phrasing that. He shows up in in their house. Yeah. In a stairway leading up to their, like, quote-unquote front door.
Right.
And monologues to himself, "To lure Sailor Moon to me, I will turn Naru Osaka into a monster, and then she will do my bidding."
Yeah, so...
Zoisite just likes fucking with Naru a lot.
How does Zoisite know that Sailor Moon gives a shit about Naru?
Hey.
Right?
That's an excellent point.
Right?
Hey.
Because Nephrite...
I didn't even think of that.
Nephrite never told anyone who Sailor Moon is.
No, and presumably... All that Zoisite knows about Naru...
is that Nephrite cared about her.
Yeah. He thinks Nephrite was in love with her.
Right.
And then the Sailor Guardians, like, showed up, I guess?
Yeah, because they do that.
They just do that for everyone.
Right.
That is a bit of a plot hole.
Yeah, a little bit. Anyway.
He also just likes fucking with Naru.
Yeah.
He just has a fucking hatred for Naru for no reason.
Yes.
Can't give that girl a break, Zoisite. No. I want to like Zoisite.
I like Zoisite.
I do like Zoisite, but he keeps being such a shit to Naru.
He's a shit. The thing I like about Zoisite, the thing that unionizes him the most, is his relationship with Kunzite.
Yes. Also, everything about the last episode.
Yeah,
where
absolutely.
He just fucks up a bunch and also builds rat armor.
Yeah.
Zoisite is preparing to go upstairs to Naru's door.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the doorbell ring. And the lights in the hallway that he's in turn on.
Mm-hmm. And he sees a figure at the top of the stairs.
Yes, a figure who is wearing a top hat and a tuxedo, and also some big swirly glasses.
And Zoisite is like, tuxedo mask! No one knows what tuxedo mask looks like!
Nobody... Everybody they just see a tuxedo and a top hat.
They're like, that's him.
That's him.
There he is.
That's Tuxedo Mask. Oh.
But Zoisite is like, oh, he must have figured out my plan. I'll come back another day.
And then he vanishes in the swirl of petals.
And then we see Melvin's fucking knees buckle and he collapses and he's like, what the hell did I just see? What the hell was that?
He just had a fucking... God. This... I changed my mind.
You like it now?
I think there's episodes... I think there's parts of this episode I don't like, but it is also very funny.
Yeah.
And he says, wowee, it's a good thing I was here to protect Naru.
Uh-huh.
Which he doesn't know.
Well,
he wouldn't have been able to.
I guess why else would why else would that evil man who can turn into flower petals be here?
There's other doors. Maybe there's other people who live here.
Yeah.
Also, maybe he's not evil.
Yeah.
Maybe
that's the thing. Melvin doesn't know.
He just saw a man show up and then disappear.
Right. God.
If I saw someone disappear in a swirl of pink flower petals, I would not assume they were evil.
That's fair.
I would assume they were a Glinda the Good Witch type figure.
Yeah.
But Naru, apparently, because Umino rang the doorbell, Naru sort of answers the door.
She opens it but leaves the chain.
Yeah. And Tuxedo Umino Mask announces himself as such. Naru tells Umino that it's midnight.
And he's a fucking weirdo.
Yeah. And Umino says they didn't decide what time to meet.
Yeah.
So he thought he'd just...
God,
and then Naru just slams the door.
Remember when you couldn't just text someone?
Remember when you couldn't just text someone?
Not a phone in sight. People just living in the moment.
I'm not...
Yeah, you're a baby.
I'm a baby. Do you remember that time?
Yeah.
I don't remember. You're only years older than me.
4, you think?
4?
That's enough.
I guess that's enough. Phones came out really fast. Not that fast. They came out pretty fast.
Okay.
Technology.
I didn't have one for a long time.
Right.
But yeah, she slams the door and Melvin just starts banging on it like, hey, Naru! Hey, wait, 10? 11? 12? And we see Naru, like, leaning against the door inside her house. Also, Naru is dressed for the daytime.
Yeah. She's not wearing her pajamas that we have canonically already seen her in before.
She's wearing, like, her usual, like, short, or not short, but it's like a turtleneck and a high-waisted skirt. And she's, like, leaning against her door while Umino fucking is a nuisance.
Uh-huh.
And she is resignedly like, let's meet at 12. And then Umino is like, great, we can have lunch.
And he promises to bring the deep-fried shrimp that he loves.
Or that she loves.
That she loves.
But Naru's gone. Naru's back in bed.
Yeah, he like tries to say more stuff, but she
does not answer.
And he's just like, "Hey, Naru."
Mm-hmm.
And then we cut. Yeah, cut to commercial break. And then when we get back, we see the amusement park.
Yeah, so they only call it the amusement park in this episode, but the wiki seems to believe that this is Dreamland.
I guess that makes sense.
It doesn't really look like Dreamland to
No,
me, but...
It kind of doesn't.
Also, is it in Hokkaido? Or is that just a weird thing?
What, the later references to Hokkaido?
Yeah. What's up with any of that? We'll get to it
we'll
later,
get to it.
Anyway.
It's very good. Usagi's here with Luna. And Luna is like, hey, what do you plan to do to find the princess now that you know more about the mission? And Usagi doesn't respond. And Luna is just like, hey,
you listening to me? And Usagi says that she was, but...
she says she just couldn't sleep if she didn't know how her best friend's love life was going. Which is just her in a nutshell.
That's just Usagi.
And Luna says she needs to focus on important stuff. And Usagi asks a good question here. Why did Luna follow her in the first place? And...
Can you read the real quote?
Yeah, I can read verbatim what Luna says here, which is, as a wise messenger from the moon, I'm concerned what actions a certain foolish guardian might take. Know what I mean?
As a wise messenger from the moon.
Luna's a wizard.
Yeah.
That wizard came from the moon.
You didn't have to explain it.
I wasn't...
Anyway.
Usagi... Can I talk about the animation in that line, too? When Luna is saying that line, her fucking head just kind of her mouth, vibrates up and down. In a way that is not how mouths usually do in this show.
There's some weird, I don't know what to call it, but, frames sort of jittering in this episode. And I don't know if that was in the original, master, or if that is a product of the restoration that Viz did for these episodes.
Oh, I didn't know they also restored the episodes.
all of the episodes we're watching have been digitally restored.
Okay.
They did not look this good.
Okay. I guess that makes sense.
But yeah. Usagi spots Naru and Umino heading into the park and is like, hey, and starts running after them.
And I do believe Luna reluctantly follows.
Yeah.
And we see the Red Ranger show has started, and Umino and Naru are in the crowd. The show is like...
So this is a sort of popular style of Sentai stage show in Japan.
Okay.
It's just usually one guy dressed like a Sentai character, fake fighting a guy wearing a big monster costume.
Yeah. I wish we had more of that.
I wish we had those. Yeah.
In the Americas.
They're cute.
Yeah.
Cute is kind of condescending. They're fun.
Yeah. It's also not on a stage or anything. It's just kind of in a roped off sort of area.
Oh, is it? I didn't notice. I thought it was on a stage. I think they are often on stages.
Okay. In real life, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. And Naru and Umino are talking. Naru says that she's glad Umino didn't wear his tuxedo because he's not. And then Umino says, "Of course I wouldn't. But if I need it, it's in my backpack."
That's a bad place to put a tuxedo.
That's a bad place to put a tuxedo.
Where did he get that? Those are expensive.
Well, we know he. Oh no, he had a green suit.
Yeah.
In that other episode.
Yeah.
Huh.
If he rented it, they're gonna be real mad.
Yeah. Also, he shoved his top hat in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did
that's
he
bad.
fucking collapse it and? Also, somehow his cane is in there?
Yeah. Maybe there are tuxedo mask Halloween costumes.
Oh. Like how there's a Sailor V fucking video game and movie. But yeah, Umino says he is prepared in case Naru needs to be protected. And Naru sighs. And then the show ends. And then we see, in sort of the same energy as Mamoru Chiba on the tiny train, we see Zoisite riding the carousel.
It's so good.
Which he's not in a disguise.
No, he's just Zoisite.
He's just in his fucking Dark Kingdom uniform.
Like,
right,
fucking-
there's a child behind him on another
Right.
toy horse.
Nefre was out here like, I need a whole persona.
Yes.
And Zoisite is just like, nah, I'm good.
Let me just fly through this sewer real quick.
Mhm.
Let me just show up at Naru's door.
Yeah.
And just ride a carousel.
Mhm.
He doesn't have to do that.
He doesn't have to, he wanted to.
Mamoru didn't need to ride that train, and
No.
Zoisite does not need to ride this carousel.
But then Zoisite, he has the Dark Crystal.
So Zoisite tells the Dark Crystal to transform Naru into a monster.
Uh-huh.
And he sort
Zoe.
of... Zoe sends it out. Luna spots him at this point and gasps.
Mm-hmm.
And the Dark Crystal sort of passes through the crowd.
Uh-huh.
It flies towards Naru.
Yeah.
But then Naru drops her purse.
Uh-huh.
And she bends over to get it.
Uh-huh.
And the Dark Crystal flies over her and hits the Red Ranger.
Yeah. And he transforms.
He transforms into the monster Akon.
Yep.
That's his name.
Akon. Which is named after a lake in Hokkaido.
Named after a singer.
No, it's named after Lake Akon in Hokkaido.
And the other actor in the monster suit is very confused.
Uh-huh.
And Akon just knocks him off the stage. I believe, I do want to point out, Akon introduces himself as the monster, Akon.
Yeah, he can talk. Although he does also do Pokemon. He does both.
He does both.
Yeah.
He's the great monster.
He really is.
He's the fucking a weapon to surpass Metal Gear.
Yeah.
He's the most
What
he's the ultimate life form.
How would you describe Akon? Because I don't know what
red.
He's like a crab?
I guess he's kind of a crab man? He's kind of a big armored... He looks like...
Also,
okay, imagine, you know Sentai shows.
Yeah.
Imagine, like, the big monster in a Sentai show.
Uh-huh.
That's what he looks like.
Okay. Yeah.
Whatever just came to your mind.
Also, the suit monster, we didn't say, is a hook horror. It's just a fucking...
Oh, is it?
Not really, but it looks like one.
It's like a furry, like, hook-handed...
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't notice
It's
that.
got a beak.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that. Wow. And Zoisite is like, well, shit. That didn't... Okay.
That didn't
Zoisite's
work.
having a bad couple episodes.
Yeah, uh-huh. It's only gonna go downhill.
I do love it, though. It humanizes him so much.
Mm-hmm.
And Akon starts throwing algae balls into the crowd that he, I believe, identifies as Marimo algae balls, which are apparently endemic to Lake Akon.
Yes. The algae, like, just grows into balls.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
Which is weird.
Like you can buy, they're pretty expensive, I understand, but you can buy, like, them in jars.
Yeah.
And they just, like, sort of float there. I think that might actually be bad, though.
Is it?
To buy those.
Why?
I think it might be, like, you're not supposed to remove those from the natural, like, habitat.
It's like...
I could be wrong
kind
about
of like
that.
Poaching.
Yeah, I think it might be. I could be wrong about that.
They're not being sold by, like, the Hokkaido Tourist Board or anything.
I mean, they might be, but it might still be bad for the environment. Don't quote me on that. I don't know the full situation. I should have, instead of spending time looking up gemstone shit, I should have looked up Marimo algae balls.
Anyway, he throws them at people.
Yeah, and it's giant ones.
Yes.
They are, this is not, I think, how big they get in real life.
Right.
These are person-sized algae balls.
Not yet. Now they're like bowling ball size.
Sure, they're like beach ball size.
Sure.
I would say. Meanwhile, Usagi asks Luna what the fuck's going on, and Luna answers that it must be the work of the Dark Kingdom, which is kind of assumptive. What if there's other monster people?
Yeah.
You know?
What if there are?
What if, and fucking Akon just yells, "Time for some Marimo algae from Lake Akon!" This fucking episode. Why is he Akon? Why?
The lake.
Why is he Lake Akon?
The lake, though.
Why is he Lakon?
He's named after the lake.
He should have been called Lakon.
Fuck you.
He should have been called Lakon.
I guess.
Naru is stunned, as I would be probably, to see a man turn into a monster throwing algae balls. And Usagi runs to sort of pull her out of the way. And we hear Umino shout for Akon to stop. And we sort of pan and see that he has changed into Tuxedo Melvin.
Uh-huh.
And he leaps into the area where Akon is.
Mm-hmm.
His name is just Akon. I can't get over that.
Yeah,
listen. I know it's the name of the lake.
I also think I spelled it wrong in my notes. It's spelled A-K-A-N, but I think I spelled it with an O.
Not Akon with an O.
No.
Okay. That's still funny that he's just the lake, though, also.
He's just the lake.
He shouts that he's gonna protect Naru, and he pulls up some fried shrimp.
Yeah.
From
his bag.
And he holds them between his fingers like multiple shurikens. And
he throws
them at him, and they just kind of bounce off of his armor.
Akon is just like, okay.
And then Umino fucking just yells and charges him.
And Akon fucking obliterates him.
Yeah.
Umino's dead now.
Umino just fucking eats shit. Naru yells his name in concern.
Mm-hmm.
And Umino struggles up to his feet and says that he will protect Naru even if it costs him his life.
Mm-hmm.
Then perish. Naru is touched, though.
Yeah. She shouldn't be.
And Moon Prism Power makeup.
Uh-huh.
Usagi transforms.
I guess Naru was distracted enough that she had time.
Thankfully we didn't have to wait for Akon to just knock Naru unconscious.
Right.
Before Usagi could transform. What if, you know how Mamoru turns into Tuxedo Mask every time Usagi turns into Sailor Moon?
Mm-hmm.
What if every time Naru got knocked out, Usagi just immediately just fell on the ground in pain and transformed forcibly into Sailor Moon?
Maybe. I think Mamoru can turn into Tuxedo Mask willingly now, but...
Yes, I believe the orange rainbow crystal unlocked that power for him.
Sure.
Because it did give him some of his memories back.
That's true, you're right.
But, Umino charges Akon again, and again, just kind of gets wiped the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
Naru shouts, and Umino weakly tells her to run, and Akon throws more algae balls, which completely encase Naru.
Yeah.
They've encased a few other people so far, also. A lot of people in the crowd have been encased
They
algae
have
balls.
been, but we didn't see that when he was throwing them earlier.
No. We do see the process unfold with Naru.
Yeah.
But Sailor Moon is here to stop this nonsense. How dare you use a natural treasure like Marimo algae as a weapon? I bet the Hokkaido Sightseeing Association didn't say you could use that algae, did they?
I guess.
What? I love that this is something Usagi, who is an established dumbass,
I mean, she
just
also
knows about.
This has happened a few times, right? Her thing with the...
Yeah, Navratilova.
Yeah.
The tennis player.
The fucking composers.
Yeah. Although she messed that one up.
She messed it up, but she still knew those names.
Yeah.
Like, this is just a thing she does sometimes.
Maybe she just has some special interests. She just likes stuff. She likes tennis. She likes music. And...
Algae.
She likes, unusual plant formations.
Yeah. She does live in Japan, but, like...
Yeah.
I doubt everyone in Japan knows or gives a shit about Marimo algae.
But Zoisite appears between her and Akon, and he says that he's been wanting to see her, and demands that she give him the rainbow crystal. And she's like, no, fuck you. And Zoisite says that if she refuses, the people encased in Akon's algae balls will suffocate.
And we see that the algae has, like, grown and is covering everyone's mouth and nose.
Why does Zoisite know this is happening?
He's very perceptive.
Right, but why does he He just made this monster.
Yeah, he's quick on his feet.
Okay, I have an important question for you. If the dark crystal had struck Naru, would Naru have turned into Akon?
No, I think the thing with Naru was he was going to use Naru being a monster as leverage. He's going to say, like, aha, I've turned your friend into a monster, now give me the crystal.
Right.
But instead he has to...
So you think Akon is something endemic to the soul of the Red Ranger?
I think so, yes.
For some reason.
Yeah. And now Zoisite is basically on improv.
Okay. Okay. He's just very adaptable.
Yeah.
Okay. He's creative.
Yeah.
And he heals testicles and ovaries. What would Naru have turned into? Let's talk about that later.
I was gonna say Zoisite healed my ovaries, but I don't have those, and also he's gay, so...
Yeah. Both of those are true. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Zoisite tells Usagi to hand over the rainbow crystal, and she very reluctantly...
She pulls it out of her... Okay.
Listen, okay, no, here's the thing. No, say what you're gonna say.
She transformed into Sailor Moon.
Uh-huh.
Let me start from a position. She pulls it out of her outfit. She pulls it out of her sailor uniform.
Okay.
Which, I guess that's a leotard.
Let me just stick a diamond in my leotard.
It seems to be a one piece, right? Like the skirt is covered. It's not covering underwear.
No.
It's like a leotard.
Yeah.
She pulls it out of her like collar near her breast. And she transformed into Sailor Moon, so was that just always in her clothes?
Yeah.
2, she transformed into Sailor Moon, why is it still there?
Where do Usagi's clothes go when she transforms?
I guess I don't
know.
Also,
here's the thing, they're Chaos Emeralds. They pull them from wherever Sonic pulls them out of.
True, you're right.
He don't have pockets.
You're absolutely correct. I retract everything.
He only wears shoes.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only clothes he wears. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't keep them in the shoes.
No, he doesn't.
He just reaches behind his spiky-ass back and pulls out the fucking Chaos Emerald.
Yeah, you're
right. And then time travels.
Anyway, back to Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
She hands it over.
Yeah, she hands over the Rainbow Crystal. But before Zoisite can take it, his hand is struck by a baton, actually.
Not by a rose.
Not by a rose this time.
And Tuxedo Mask is here.
Yeah, he has struck him with his extendo cane. And he says he can't allow Zoisite to have the Rainbow Crystal. And Zoisite attacks Tuxedo Mask, and in the confusion, Usagi tries to sort of grab the Rainbow Crystal off the ground where it has fallen, but Akon fucking knocks it out of her hand.
Yeah, and Tuxedo Mask and Zoisite notice this and both run over to try and grab it themselves.
But Zoisite attacks him and, like, disappears.
Yeah.
In like, a swarm of flower petals. He, like, turns into a swarm of flower petals.
And the Tuxedo Mask
just starts swatting at the flower petals with his cane.
And from within her algae cocoon, Naru sort of sees this vaguely, I think is what we're supposed to assume. She sees, like, the shape of Tuxedo Mask swatting stuff. And she's like, oh, Tuxedo Umino Mask is protecting me.
Which... No. Also, hang on. That already happened. You saw that happen.
You saw it happen.
And it was, like, already kind of a cute moment. You didn't have to have this.
You didn't have to have this.
But yeah, Usagi Moon Tiara actions for the first time in a little while, I think.
Yeah, I think the last time she did it was, fucking Scissor Man.
And she doesn't kill
him.
Akon, because he's a human man.
I guess.
Although
there have been multiple times where she was going to Moon Tiara Action Grandpa, but then Ray was like, no, that's my grandpa. So we have to assume that it would have killed him.
Yeah, she's just getting better at it.
I guess.
I think there's maybe some off-screen Moon Tiara action training that we don't get to see.
She does say, sorry, this is gonna hurt.
And she throws her tiara, and it swings back around and knocks Akon in the back of the head, which knocks him to the ground, and then she Moon Tiara actions.
Nope.
And then she moon healing escalations.
And refresh.
And the Red Ranger is back to normal and also unconscious.
Yeah. He does his arms are in the air and his legs and his back is just arched and back. Then he collapses.
Yeah, It's a hell of it's a powerful stance. And the algae all disappears with the death, quote unquote, of Akon.
Yeah.
And Usagi runs to grab the fallen rainbow crystal, but Zoisite appears. And then we get like a short little cut back to Tuxedo Mask, who is still swatting at the flower petals, and he's like, oh, I thought... he doesn't say this, but it's like, oh, I thought you were the flower petals. Which is extremely funny.
God, Mamoru's such a dumbass.
So Zoisite snatches up the rainbow crystal and thanks Usagi for her help and fucking jets.
Yep. And Usagi's like, hey, come back here! And
Tuxedo Mask says, whatever it takes, I will get that rainbow crystal back.
And then Usagi thanks him, and he says, don't. Because it's for me.
And she's like, what? And then
why is she surprised by this?
Yeah, we already established that too. This is a hell of an important filler episode that is just repeating a lot of the sort of beats.
Yeah.
But we move into the denouement.
Sure.
I don't know why I said it like that.
I don't either.
The Red Ranger show is back on.
It's back on. We see some kids.
The show must go on. These are professionals.
We see some kids who are like, was that stuff earlier part of the show? Was us nearly suffocating to death part of this show? I don't know, but it sure was cool.
I don't think that's OSHA compliant.
No, not really. I don't know if OSHA has jurisdiction in Japan.
That's fair. I also don't know if OSHA has jurisdiction over amusement parks.
Right. But yeah. Naru and Umino are watching the show.
In Disneyland, you could just suffocate someone.
You could, yeah, probably.
Legally. There are no laws in Disneyland.
As long as they haven't tried to scatter any remains.
Anyway. The Umino and Naru, are in the crowd. Naru thanks Umino for helping her and says that he was really cool. He wasn't. The
reason she thinks he was cool is because of Tuxedo Mask, and I'm not comfortable with that. Yeah. I don't like that Naru has developed more feelings for Umino because of a misunderstanding that Umino does not have the power, or even if he did, I doubt he'd be willing to correct her.
Yeah, I don't think Umino thinks she knows, or thinks that she doesn't. Okay.
Umino has no idea about Tuxedo Mask showing up because he was unconscious.
Yes. So, he just thinks what he actually did. She's saying what he actually did was cool.
Yes.
Which they could have just done. Because it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because he almost died.
Yeah.
Which is pretty heavy. I don't like the kid, but, did almost die.
Yeah.
Trying to save her.
I don't know why we have to have this weird thing where her feelings are partially based on wrong info.
Also, Tuxedo Mask during that scene was just swatting at flower petals.
She didn't know that. She thought he was fighting something.
They couldn't have done that bit where he was actually fighting Zoisite.
I don't know. It's so weird. But yeah.
Umino is sort of jokingly like, call me Tuxedo Umino Mask.
And then Naru does, and blushes a little bit.
Yeah, and he blushes supremely. And it's not awful.
You can have that opinion.
It's not the worst.
It's not the worst. Anyway.
It's not, it's framed badly.
Yeah.
Anyway, back at Usagi's house.
Yeah, that's the end of the, story for this episode, basically. But we do have a little bit at the end at Usagi's house.
Where Luna is... It's in Usagi's room. Luna is talking to Usagi about, hey, this is a big setback for us.
Yeah, we had 1 rainbow crystal, now we have 0.
Yeah, which is... We have a 100% decrease in the amount of rainbow crystals when what we needed was a 600% increase. So that's pretty bad. But Usagi
is distracted.
Yes.
And she's just sort of thinking, what did he mean? What did Tuxedo Mask mean when he said that thing?
Yeah. And she's also listening to the music box.
Yeah.
While thinking about Tuxedo Mask saying the mean thing.
Mm-hmm. And the episode ends. And next time...
Do we even want... I feel weird even talking about the next time on.
Really?
Because it feels like a spoiler, even though this is a podcast of spoilers.
I got a little upset when I watched the next time on, and it says we could talk about it. It's fine.
Okay.
They read the next time on, and I'll say what I'm upset about.
A Sailor Moon imposter has shown up.
Mm-hmm.
That means Usagi must be super famous. Hey, wait, that's Sailor V? And the title of the episode is Intervenus, the Last Sailor Guardian.
Yeah, I'm upset that they say that's Sailor V, because I was really hoping.
But hey,
yeah,
since we did say it now on the podcast, I can say fucking called it.
Listen, I don't know why you were so unsure about it.
Because it's a weird show.
That's fair. But yeah,
I could have been wrong.
The 5th Sailor Guardian will appear next episode.
You didn't suggest to me at all that she was Sailor Venus before I came up with that idea, so...
I mean, they look the same as the thing.
They have similar hair, but I thought that about everyone.
Fair enough.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So...
Is there anything to say about these episodes, really?
What is there to say?
They're filler. They're good filler.
They're good filler, yes.
Again, this whole arc is technically filler, even though, like, fucking a lot of important shit happens in it.
I'm mad that, like, they were, like, so close to making me actually think, okay, you can do a romance between Naru and Umino that isn't shitty.
Yeah.
And they keep fucking it up. Because, like, they keep almost doing it right. Yeah. That's the frustrating thing. If they just did it bad and were done with it, I wouldn't be as frustrated.
That's fair.
But, like, the fact that they keep almost doing it right, I keep wanting to like this.
Yeah.
But I still can't, and I still hate Umino.
Yeah.
He's still a little shit.
He has done nothing.
He has almost died several times to protect Naru.
That's worse. He should have died.
It's the teasing thing, like almost getting it right. Like he should have died.
Yeah.
He should have died instead of Nephrite.
Yeah, agreed.
The Rhett Butler he has the same overall energy, I would say, as the boy.
Okay, that's fair. Except he's not a secret. He's not hidden from me. He's very present.
Yeah. He might be a cryptid, but he's not hidden.
He's a big green cat. He's probably a cryptid.
Yeah.
He's also the reincarnation
of a monster.
From space.
A space monster. Yeah.
I
just love him. Ikuhara continues to be the best
also,
at Sailor Moon.
Worth noting,
anime in general, maybe?
Yeah. Worth noting that this was Ikuhara's first major project, really. This was before Utena.
I would say some of the humor in that, in the Rhett Butler episode, which I've forgotten the name, Loved and Blamed. Nope. Loved and Chased.
Luna's worst day ever.
Yes. Some of it, like, even surpasses some bits from Utena,
yeah.
I would say.
I don't know I don't know that the humor is necessarily all on Ikuhara, because it was written by Katsuyuki Sumizawa.
Right. It is such a similar brand of humor, though.
It really is.
I don't want to ascribe to auteur theory or anything, but I can't imagine there's no influence
Like, again, I'm... It was a mistake to think you were the only one who could turn into a car is the exact same energy as Zoisite appearing surrounded by rats.
I didn't even know about that line until you said it in this episode.
Wait, you don't know about that line?
No.
Oh, you still haven't watched the movie.
No.
Oh, God, you need to watch the movie.
I do. But yeah, they were good episodes. They were okay episodes.
Yeah.
Akon. Game set.
What if Akon did a cover of the Sailor Moon theme.
That would be fantastic.
You know, in the same sort of style as his song in Sonic 2006.
Oh, you mean the only Akon song you know?
No. That's not true. I can think of another.
Okay. Name another Akon song. You piece of shit.
Shorties, like a melody in my head. Is that Akon?
I don't even know. Now I need to look it up. Hang on. I'm Googling it. No, it's by Ayaz. That song's by Ayaz.
Okay.
So
I don't know any Akon songs.
You don't know any Akon songs except for the one about Sonic the Hedgehog.
I probably do. I just don't know that they're Akon, because Akon is from that era of music where I know these songs. I don't know who the fuck they are.
Yeah, because it's just kind of the author of these songs is just the early 2000s.
Right. Exactly.
Like it's all the same.
Mm-hmm.
It all sounds the same.
Mm-hmm.
I just love that you only know the one that was in a Sonic the Hedgehog.
Look,
that's so you.
Don't fucking at me.
I'm adding you on our public podcast.
Thanks for listening, and if you want to at me, you can go to @Lorena27 on Twitter.
And if you want to at me, you can go to @FryLordZerek on Twitter.
And if you want to at the show as a whole, you can go to @late_school.
And if you want to at Kevin MacLeod, don't. Please don't.
You go to...
but do check him out, because thank you. Thanks to Kevin MacLeod for the use of his song, Semi-Funk.
The moonlight is a messenger of love.